peoples, my peoples, my peoples. You know, that's how I'm gonna start the day off. No, I normally don't do live on the weekend. I typically don't. But again, it was just something that came to me that I wanted to talk about. So, good afternoon, my peoples. Good afternoon, my peoples. I got something that I want to talk about today. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I'm not even going to tell you that it's going to be short, but it's going to be informative, okay? So, I want to talk about what I've been hearing lately going across the waves, going across the social media waves. I want to kind of like talk about what's been going on the social media end, in terms of what everybody been talking about spirits. Now, everybody, it done been seem like lately there's been a shift in spiritual awakenings and stuff like that. But let me kind of like touch on certain things, because we got to understand that when certain things happen, not everything is a spiritual attack. You know what I'm saying? I like to say spirit attack. I don't like to say spiritual because it looks like spy ritual. But anyway, when you're having a spirit attack, they come in many different ways, okay? It's a difference between a spirit attack and your angel guides. You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon, Angelique. It's a difference between those right there. And I'm gonna give y'all some, but also I'm gonna show you what that looks like when the difference between a spiritual attack and your angel guides. It's a video that I just seen on YouTube, and I want y'all to go check this guy out. I hope you don't give me no strike or nothing for it. I'll pull the video if I have to, but I'm gonna just use his video as an example. I normally don't do this. I don't do reaction videos and stuff, but this right here, when I seen it this morning, it was a perfect example of how this right here will look in terms of a difference between your spiritual and your a spiritual attack and your angel guides. And just listening to the stuff that he's saying, just listening to it, it sound like, well, it's just listening to what he's saying is the very reason why I tell you guys that I like to do the work. This is why you do the work. It's 3 things that I tell you to do. You got to, 1, do the work. Be willing to do the work. 2, you got to have discernment. And 3, you got to have discipline. Those are 3 things for sure that you need. It may be more, but for me, those are my top 3. I got to be willing, got to have discernment, got to have discipline. Because see, when you're doing this right here, what you want to do is you're going to be alert. You're going to be paying attention to certain things. And if you don't have enough discernment in what you are doing, then you are more than likely not going to see that situation for what it's supposed to be for, or the lesson in it, in the situation, so to say. You know what I'm saying? The message in the situation. You will probably misinterpret that, and then you're going to think that it's a spiritual attack, when in all actuality, that's not what it is. See, let me tell you something. When you are up under a spiritual attack, it's things that you just cannot do about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're up under a spiritual attack, let's just say, for instance, you were asleep and when you woke up, you couldn't move. They call it paralysis, sleep paralysis or something like that right there. But in the spirit realm, they may have said that a witch was riding your back or something like that. Like you feel like you in an attack mode. See, that right there is one way, you know, but, when you come up under a spirit or a spiritual attack, typically when that attack is done and over with, it leaves you feeling drained. You see what I'm saying? You feel drained. Don't, you know, the energy, it done pretty much took your energy, because that's what a spiritual attack is. You know what I'm saying? It's something that pulls at your energy. You can't see it physically, but you know it's tugging at your energy. This is why I tell you to pay attention to your energy and pay attention to your spirit. So what's going on now, in my opinion, what I feel is going on now is a lot more people are paying attention to their energy. They're paying attention to their spirit. You see what I'm saying? And so what's coming off now, what may be considered as a spiritual attack, is actually just you recognizing that whatever it was that was happening before just ain't cool no more. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point in time, you were a part of that, and something happened that made you not be a part of that anymore, whatever it was. You see what I'm saying? So in some cases, when you are being spiritually attacked and stuff like that right there, you're going to feel exhausted. You know, it's kind of like going back and forth with somebody and you're not getting anywhere and they're not getting it, no matter how clear you say it, but you steady trying to force it in and force it in and force it in. And every time this person say something, it just angers you and angers you and angers you, but you don't stop. You keep on going on. You keep on going on and keep on going on. Despite saying that, you know what, this person just don't get it. I'm going to stop and I'm going to leave it right there. No, you want to keep on going on. See, at that point, you are up under a spiritual attack. And the only reason why this attack is working is because you are cooperating with it. Why? Because it's getting from you what it needs. You don't see that. It's taking your energy. That's what it's getting. The spiritual attack is taking your energy, because in order for that right there to happen, you have to go back and forth. That's why I say these demons are going to be in some of these people, because you're not arguing with yourself. You arguing with what you presume to be another person on the other side of you, and you going back and forth trying to get a point across. Meantime, between time, your energy is being drained and you don't even recognize it. That right there is how some of these demons, take some of your energy away from you. This is how some of these demons take the energy away from you. And when you do the work, you will recognize that and you will stop giving them this energy. And then it'll stop feeling like some type of spiritual attack that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Because see, when you grounded in your spirit, when you grounded in who you know yourself to be, then you can see some of these spiritual attacks a mile away. You can see them a mile away. And the way that you beat that spiritual attack is by not giving it energy. Anytime you don't give something energy, typically it tends to die. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're doing, the energy, it typically dies off if it don't have anything to feed off of. So typically if you're dealing with another spirit, it's going to come in a form of a human. And you're going to go back and forth. These people may attack you from different sides because they don't agree with your standpoint, your viewpoint, and they may say some things that might trigger you, and you going back and forth and all this other stuff. That's the attack right there. But see, when you don't respond to that right there, that's how you beat the attack, by not responding to stuff like that, because you see the play. You see the play. And when you see the play, the only how you're going to see the play, you got to do the work in yourself, so you could be able to see this stuff. That's why I cannot stress that enough. Do the work. Do the work. And if you got discernment in it, you will see it for what it is, not what it's supposed to be. So what I'm going to do is this video that I'm telling y'all about. His name is Big War Genius. That's his name, Big War Genius. He here on YouTube, and he probably got a Facebook page as well. But I'm just going to use this right here as an example. Now, I don't got all the little gadgets and gizmos to do the cut and paste and do all this other stuff. So I'm going to use my phone and I'm going to use my laptop. And that's the way I'm going to get it to y'all, the message that I'm talking about. But just work with me. And then later on, I get all that stuff together. But let me show you what it looks like. The difference between your angel guides helping you versus a spiritual attack. Okay? I'm going to show you what that look like. And then I'm going to also point out what it look like when you don't have discernment, a lot of discernment. Again, everybody got their own path. Let's get that straight right now. Just because I'm talking like this do not mean that you have to walk my path. What I'm saying is not a one size fit all. This right here is just for me. But to make the point that I'm talking about when it comes down to discernment and being connected with your spirit and everything. You know what I'm saying? You could tell when the work is being done and when you need to be sharpened up a little bit. In this case right here, for the video that I'm about to show y'all, I could tell that he on the path. I'm telling you, this is I like this guy content. I really do, man. He got some good stuff out there. His name Big War Genius, man. Check out his content, man. He just speak the real, man. You know what I'm saying? He do like I do. He get on here and he speak from himself. You know what I'm saying? So I could respect that. But listening to what he was saying something very interesting that kind of like caught my ear. So Big Ward, if you see this right here, man, don't be mad at me, man. Don't. I'm just pointing something out, for the viewers and everything, man. Do good content. Go check him out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip my camera around and I'm going to give it to y'all and I'm going to let y'all see what I'm talking about. Now listen to this story. I'm going to try to narrate this thing right here as it go. I'm going to try to narrate this thing as it go. I'm going to try to narrate as he go on. I'm going to try to give y'all and point it out because it's a 14-minute video and I don't want to, sit through all that like that. So here we go. Let me flip my camera around. Sorry about the, man, that ain't really. Sorry about that. I told y'all I ain't together. But anywho, sorry about the glare, but here, listen to what he say. Listen to how he started out and listen to what he say.
Right. So I had to back out the way it wasn't going to be no party for me. I wasn't going to throw no party. I was like, yeah. So
he wasn't going to throw a party because his finances was tied up in his necessities. Everybody can understand that if you're an adult, hey, necessities first, business first, party later. So this right here was his birthday. He had a birthday that was coming up and everything. And typically he probably might, do a little party, what we do for our birthdays or whatever. That's typically what we do. But he was saying that he wasn't going to do it this year because of whatever his reasons was. Okay. So here we go.
I was just going to come celebrate my nephew graduate. Okay. So I get in my old school. Go get it washed. And then I'm going to come enjoy my family. So my car, when I get out for the man to wash the car, I shut the door, it wouldn't shut.
The door wouldn't shut.
And then one of my speaker pods fell off.
And then one of the speakers came out.
So I had to take that down and put it in the back seat. I get my music man to fix that. That's one problem. No big deal. So I try to close the door again. It wouldn't close. I'm standing like, why my door won't shut? I look, the door thing done broke. That actually that joins together with the little knob on the door and the thing that's inside the door jamb when you close the door that actually joins together. It broke. So it's got to be welded back together. So now my door wouldn't close. So the man said, move your car over here so we can dry it. I get in there, turn the key. It just, car wouldn't crank.
Y'all paying attention.
It wouldn't crank. 3 things at one time.
So, I'm going to pause it right there for a minute. 3 things at one time, okay? This right here is how certain things work. You pay attention to these things. It just didn't happen for absolutely nothing. 3 things at one time, okay? He lost his car speaker, it got repaired. Then his door wouldn't close. Then his car wouldn't start. Okay, are y'all paying attention to this? And this right here is for a vehicle that didn't have no issues when initially he took off, according to what he said, okay? Pay attention.
Big water, ain't no but a car, no big deal. How's that a spiritual attack? It ain't about the car. It's about what the enemy knew attacking that car was going to keep me from. It wasn't about the car. When it's all said and done, I might be out of $300 to get everything fixed. At the most. In that range. $300. And it's not my everyday car, so I ain't even got to get that fixed. I just go park it. Put the car cover on and get it fixed 3 months from now.
Thumbs up.
It's my
Thumbs up if y'all can hear me. If my speaker is okay, thumbs up.
So $300 on something that ain't even important, where I ain't got to even spend the $300 right now. It's not my everyday car, which y'all know. So the problem wasn't the car. The attack was not the car. The spiritual attack is what the car kept me from. And the despair and grief that it was going to bring me when I found out what that car made me miss. So I got my cousin calling me while I'm up there at the place. She called me. She said, man, where you at? I just passed by you. You all right? I said, man, my car done, well, not man, it's a woman. I said, my car done broke down. And she said, okay, you still coming? I said, yeah. As soon as I get my car, I got to call the tow truck to the car come. I'll be on over.
Now, he done had somebody, a family member, that rode past him, seen that he was broke down, and they didn't come back to assist him for whatever the reason was. That's not the point whether they came back to assist him or not. Just pay attention to what I'm about to say, because all of it is about to tie in when I get done.
Not knowing what's going on. Then my sister called. Then my lady friend called. Like, why are these folks calling me? I mean, the party going on. They ain't waiting on me for the party to start. Why they calling me? Didn't know that they had planned a surprise party for me for my birthday. That car kept me from that. And when I found out about it, I was devastated. All my family and friends and everybody, people that love me, went out of their way to do this for me. And they were going to surprise me. Nobody do nothing for me. I ain't never had nobody do nothing like that for me. I got, as far as, my family, let me take that back. I know my family there for anything I need before they got me. They know what I mean by nobody do nothing for me. I'm a grown man. What folks supposed to do for me, first of all? Second of all, somebody thought to throw me a surprise party. That's what I mean. If I'm hungry, need somewhere, whatever, my family gonna come through. That ain't what I mean. I'm talking about stuff like that, a party, which meant a lot to me for all my family. Even the babies was waiting.
Now, see, all this stuff that he's speaking on, he had no idea that this right here was going on, okay? In his mind, he's going to go to his nephew's graduation party or whatever they had going on for his nephew, right? So in his mind, this right here is what was happening, okay? But he had some stuff that happened before then. He had no idea that they had a surprise party for you. See, this is what I be talking about right here when it come down to the demons. You see what I'm saying? See, you supposed to be in a place like that right there. You see what I'm saying? The demons will eat at your spirit and make you feel a certain way for you not being able to be in certain places. Whatever that demon got to do to pull your energy is going to do it. So at this point right here, he's not thinking about the demon of the car right now. It's no harm, no foul, because he don't know about the party that was for him at this point. You know what I'm saying? He don't know about this right here at this point.
Little nieces, my great nieces, 6, 7 years old. Where Uncle at? We ready to sing happy birthday. And because of a car. That's only gonna cost me about $200-300 to fix. I missed all that. For me, that was an attack.
You see, he said for him, that was an attack. That's why I said everybody got their own path. For him, that was an attack. He got another car. He do have another car. He said that right there is just his toy that he play with. Okay. So he do got a everyday car, but that car in particular, he didn't drive every day, and that car broke down for some odd reason. And he just, I guess, decided that he just didn't want to go, at least at that point.
because of what it kept me from. If the car would have broke down yesterday, no big deal. Park it, going on about my day, hop back in my regular car and keep going. It's when it broke down and what it kept me from is what I'm saying is the spiritual attack. And it's after my mental. The enemy don't care nothing about my car. When you go to work and the people on your job tripping, the enemy don't care nothing about your job. Don't care about your car, your money, when you ain't working, this, that, and the other, whatever type of little issues might happen to you. He ain't after that. He after your mind, your spirit, your mind, your spirit. It's how I felt, knowing that this kept me from my family. That's what hurt me.
It only hurt after he found out.
The fastest growing scam of 2025 is spreading like wildfire and wiping out bank accounts in seconds.
This right here is after he found out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know this. He didn't know this right here beforehand. He found out later on. We're going to get down into it, though. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to I'm going to let you know.
The way everything happened, I had to calm down for me. I said, hold on now. This ain't no coincidence.
Nope.
Somebody knew, even though I didn't know.
This is where discernment come in.
What was being planned for me. Somebody knew the joy that I was about to experience, and they didn't want me to experience it.
This is where discernment.
Knew the happiness I was about to feel, and didn't want me to feel it, and was trying to keep me from it. That was the purpose of the car tripping. The enemy attacked my car, so I couldn't get to my joy, to my happiness. I was under attack. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. He got more to say. Now, let me tap in on that right there. He said that the enemy attacked his car because it didn't want him to experience the joy that his family had for him. Okay? Now, this is the point right here for me, where I would have used discernment, more discernment, okay? Because for that right there to happen, I want you to put in place, okay? This right here is what I want you to look at in terms of what we would call a spiritual attack versus your angel guides. Right there is where I want to point it out. See, he looked at that situation as being a spiritual attack, okay? He looked at that right there as being a spiritual attack. I'm saying he was being protected at that point, and he did not even realize that. He did not realize that at that point, he was being protected, okay? He wasn't being attacked. See, check this out. When stuff like that right there happens, like he said, it wasn't coincidental, but it wasn't because the enemy or the bad spirit tried to keep him away from his family, because later on down the line, spoiler alert, he got a chance to be around his family. Okay. He got a chance to do that, but look at the signals ahead. This right here is the reason why I say you pay attention to the spirit, and you're going to pay attention to everything. Okay. This is the reason why, because pay attention to what he said the first time. He said the speaker fell out. That wasn't enough to keep him from making it to his destination with his family. Okay. He had no idea about this party at this time. Next thing that happened, all these happened right here, according to him, before he left the car wash. Okay. Now his door won't close. Okay. Now the car won't start. Them three things that he said that happened, right? Now, you know what I heard in it? See, he heard spiritual attack. That's not what I heard. You know what I heard in that? That I'm about to protect you. I'm about to protect you from something, which is what your spirit guides do. They'll put stuff in a way. Your spirit guides will put stuff in a way that make it difficult for you to be able to do what you thought that you was about to do, that could have had some harm in it that you did not see. Okay? So they'll put obstacles in the way for you. So what I'm going to do,
I'm gonna take that speaker out your door or whatever it was. I'm gonna pull that out. I know you ain't gonna ride without no music. Oh, you fixed it? You fixed the speaker in your door? Okay, I tell you what, here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna break the door handle. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break the door handle and make sure that you can't even close this door. Now, I don't care how good your car look, man. If you closing that door and that door can't catch on, and that was something that just happened, if you driving, you gotta hold that door. You gotta find something to hold that door in. You are not trying to listen to no music. That right there was Spirit trying to say, hey, listen, I need you to stay grounded. I need you to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So it took away the music. It took away your ability to be able to close the door. Because if you was able to close that door and listen to music, you wouldn't be able to listen to what was about to happen. Oh, okay. So guess what? You're going to fix the door. You're going to fix the speaker. Okay. You're going to take the door and you're going to find somewhere to hold it up and you still going to go. Well, I tell you what, Spirit said, I'm going to not let this car start. Because what you don't know is why you just got all cleaned up and everything. Is somebody over there waiting for this bad boy to start and they was about to follow you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know this. Or you was going to come up out that car wash looking all good and clean. And somebody wasn't paying attention, was about to come through that light and do something. You know what I'm saying? And not only that right there, because you got people waiting for you at your party. That a surprise party that you ain't know nothing about, right? Spirit wasn't ready for you to be there yet because you seen your family member ride by. They called you. Hey, what's going on? That family member typically would turn around. Spirit would turn that family member around, help you out with your car. That family member kept it moving. Not because they didn't love you, but because that's just the way that divinity works. You know, they kept it moving for whatever the reason was. Okay. Now you got a party that's for you. Okay. This party that's for you. And this goes for anybody. It's people that was there at that party. You see what I'm saying? That could have came and picked him up if he didn't have a ride that knew that he had a surprise party and knew that he was stranded, that he was broke down. A family member rolled past, according to what he said. So they know that he was stranded or broke down or whatever. Guess what? Somebody could have came from that party to pick him up and just kept it just the way it was. Hey, you coming over here to see nephew. And kept it just like that right there for the surprise. But guess what? It didn't work that way in the spirit realm because it was something that was protecting that man. And he may not have seen it that way. He may have seen that right there as an attack because it was only later on when he found out that we had a surprise party for you, man. We couldn't wait no longer. Guess what? That right there was the demon's last attempt at trying to take some energy from this man because it wasn't working no other way. The people that could have been sent to pick this man up, they could have been in harm's way coming to pick him up. It was a reason why he wasn't able to show up at that point in time when it was supposed to. It was a reason why his car broke down the way it was, the way it did. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so the discernment was the part where he was saying like that was a spiritual attack. No, that wasn't no spiritual attack. You was being protected. That man was being protected. Do y'all know the type of content that man put out helps people? It helps people somewhere around. It helps people. That man got over 90,000 subscribers, man. He helping people. And if he had got in that car and took off, he wouldn't have been able to hear what was coming through that light. He wouldn't have been able to hear the police sirens chasing somebody. You see what I'm saying? His music would have been too loud. Cut off the music. Oh, wait a minute. You ain't going to be able to hit the gas as fast and roar your engine and, rev up and, just show out a little bit, show your muscle. Nope, because his door going to swing open and you might hurt yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's how your spirit guides do stuff. It's not always necessarily that you are under a spiritual attack, because when that right there was all said and done, he didn't lose no energy behind it. His energy only went down for the biggest end when he found out that he had a whole bunch of people waiting for him and he wasn't showing up. Now the attack is working because now it make you feel some type of way. Do you understand? Your discernment would have told you that, hey, I'm being protected at this point, not attacked. I'm being protected. See, it's people that will attack you all day long because they're going to go back and forth and they're going to go against you. And it's not going to be for informational purposes. It's just going to be for the purposes of going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Being right or wrong and all this other stuff when that man trying to give information. You see what I'm saying? So he definitely is tapped in to what he was saying. Do you get what I mean? He definitely tapped in to what he was saying, but the discernment, you know what I'm saying, is what's going to pull at the energy. You see what I'm saying? Because you feel like you are being attacked. And when you feel like you're being attacked, it takes energy to rebut that attack. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that to happen. You don't want to be playing in those playgrounds right there. When you feel like that, once you become connected and grounded in who you are, you can see that attack a mile away. You don't give it no energy, and boom, you done beat that attack. That's how you beat that attack, by not giving it no energy. That's the only way. That's the biggest and the only way. Well, probably not the only way, but that's the biggest way for you to do that right there. When you see it there, when you are under attack and you feel your energy dropping, stop. Let them have it. You know, like I said, every battle is not made to be fought. Every battle is not made for that right there. So that right there was just something that I wanted to point out in that video right there, man, because people thinking that they're up under spiritual attacks and stuff like that, when in all actuality, it's not so much that you are up under a spiritual attack. It's just that the illusions that you done had around your mind for so many years is falling off, and you able to see for what it is now. You know what I'm saying? You able to see stuff for what it is. So it's not so much that the spiritual attacks is on the horizon. It's the awakening of who you are and who you supposed to be is on the horizon, and you seeing the wickedness in some of these spirits out here for what they supposed to be. And you just calling a spade a spade. But the only reason you couldn't see it, because at one point in time, and this include myself, we was all a part of that right there, man. We was a part of it. We participated in it. And as long as you participating in it and you are ignorant that you are participating in it, you ain't gonna see it because you are a part of it. Okay? Can we get that? We are a part of it. Okay? So don't look at the spiritual attack is going to be when somebody is coming, when your word is as righteous as it can be. Okay. And you telling them in as fair as you can put it. You know what I'm saying? You telling them to the greatest good of your heart with no ill will intent. And then somebody come in and try to poke holes in that to make what you saying a lie and stuff like that. And they just hell bent on proving you wrong. See, these right here are going to be your demons. These are going to be your spiritual attacks, because somebody that want to know the information, they are not going to attack or challenge you. They may question you, but it's going to be in such a way to where they is question you for the information just to get clarification, because maybe I misunderstood something, not to try to poke holes and try to prove you wrong and all that other stuff. Them are going to be the ones that's going to take your energy, because you're going to spend too much time trying to prove these people right or wrong, or you're going to try to prove these people to think like you and stuff like that. Doing this spiritual thing, there is no room for that, okay? Either you believe it or you don't, and I'm not trying to convince you. And if you don't believe it, then hey, just go back to La La Land. Go back to La La Land if you don't believe this stuff and believe what you want to believe. But it's going to be more people that's going to wake up. And the more people that wake up to this stuff right here, you're going to be left in the room by yourself, because you're going to be looking around for the people that used to act like you act. You know what I'm saying? Or used to act. And there ain't going to be none of them people around. They're going to be looking at you crazy. Nah. You don't wear the short mini skirts no more. Nah, you don't go hang and you know, do the crazy stuff that you used to do, hanging out the windows and, you know, spinning cars and doing donuts and stuff like, you don't do stuff like that no more. You know, whatever it was that you would do, you know, back in the day, that now you look at now like, man, I don't even have the energy to do it anymore. That happens when you start paying attention to your spirit, when you start paying attention to the things that your spirit tells you, certain things that you used to do. You know what I'm saying? It'll kind of like fall off on its own. You know what I mean? Certain things are kind of like fall off on his own. But that's what I'm talking about. This man, in my opinion, wasn't under a spiritual attack. I think his angel guides was guiding him, because this right here is his birthday, right? Now, let's say everything was working right. Guess what? His guides protected him so much to the point to where even if you miss this right here event, guess what? We're going to protect you, because you got many more events to come up. You got many more days outside of this one day that people need you. And the person that we was going to send to come and pick you up, they was probably going to be in just as much danger come and pick you up. So we didn't send them either. Not at that point. Not at that point. Do y'all get it? Do y'all get it? Start paying attention to your spirit is what I'm saying, and have discernment when you do that right there. So when you make this decision, when that demon come in for that last go around, you will see that right there coming a mile away too, because that demon came back in. And like I said, these demons, they dress everything up the way that you would want to see it. You wouldn't even think. They very clever. These some clever beings, or whatever you want to call it, some clever spirits. These mothers is clever. You see what I'm saying? Because none of the things worked up to the point where he found out that you had people waiting on you. We were going to throw you a surprise party. Up until somebody told him that, none of the things worked to get him to that party. It wasn't nothing there that worked. He said he had his own other car. So maybe his spirit was telling him not to go, because he ain't jump in his own car and just willingly go once he got back. You know what I'm saying? Like, according to what he said, you know what I mean? Like, it was certain things that held him in place. Not saying he didn't want to be there or anything, but it was just certain things that held him in place. Rather, his spirit wouldn't allow him to get up and just grab the other keys and walk out. Something was there. And if you're doing the work, you will pay attention to that. You will see what it was. It was something that he was being protected from. And that right there is what happens when it comes down to your spirit, if you paying attention to it. Okay? This right here is not something on the outside of you. This is not nothing that you got to go read up in a book. You're not even going to find this in no book. You're going to find this right here in you. In you. In you. And so that demon's last ditch effort came in when it said, oh man, we had people here waiting for you, man. Now, up until that point, he wasn't feeling really no type of way. He started feeling some type of way after he found out that it was people there that was waiting for him and he wasn't coming. He said this happened at 2 something in the afternoon. He didn't get there till like 9 something, after 9 something. Okay. So he probably wasn't going to go. He probably ain't had the energy to go nowhere. He probably didn't feel up to it. Who knows? It happens. You know what I mean? But the bottom line was his spirit didn't take him there. His spirit didn't take him there. You see what I'm saying? That demon came in and tried to make him feel bad. Now he feels some type of way about himself because all these people done showed up for you and you ain't show up, and you like, damn, now I feel bad. Why do you feel bad now? See what I'm saying? And it come dressed up in such a way that it'll go right over your head. Now he feel a certain way because he couldn't show up to a party that he knew absolutely nothing about. You see what I'm saying? And he wasn't feeling bad about not showing up, and up until somebody came in and said, hey, you know, you missed a party that you didn't know nothing about. And everybody was there and all this other stuff. He said, oh man, and this, that, and the other. And guess what? That right there, in my opinion, was the last ditch effort for the demon. You see how that right there, how that picture plays out? Do you see that? That right there is how that demon works on many different levels. It didn't have to work out like that for his. I was just using this right here as an example. And he's not at fault for that. He's not at fault for that. He was just speaking what's on his mind. I appreciate that man's content. You know what I'm saying? But I had to point it out to y'all because when I be talking about this stuff right here, I need y'all to understand the difference between that right there, man. I need y'all to understand, like, you know, when I be talking about spirit stuff, I'm not talking about nothing religious and all this Bible stuff and Jesus and all this other stuff that people go to church. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about strictly you. And some of these things right here need to be pointed out as it happens so you would know how that stuff looks. That's my thing. I want you to know how it look so you could be able to take this stuff head on, because if you don't know how this stuff look, you're going to indulge in it and you're going to give it your energy and not know that you do this, and then you're going to feel drained. We're not trying to do that. We keeping our energy as people that need to heal. And I say this right here because I tried to conserve as much energy as I could going through the death of my son. I need to conserve as much energy as I could. And when I started recognizing where I was losing this energy from, I wouldn't have been able to get on here and do this stuff that I'm doing if I didn't have the energy to do it. And that comes from conserving your energy, man. Cutting off some of this dead weight energy that you don't get nothing out of. You don't get nothing out of it. Okay? You trying to build yourself. That's what you trying to do. You trying to come up out this mourning stage, or you trying to come up out with whatever stage in life that you are in that's supposed to propel you, that was holding you back in exchange for energy that's supposed to propel you forward. You see what I'm saying? That's what you doing. That's what we doing, man. That's what we want to do, y'all. That's what we want to do. That's the whole object right there. We want to make ourselves better. And we want to, in order for us to do that, we got to teach each other better. We got to know how these things look when it come and hit you. Because sometimes you don't know how it look, and then you engage in it. And because you're so used to engaging in stuff like that, you don't feel it. Your spirit, once you become, your spirit going to let you know, okay, here come the BS again. When something tell you that right there, you know to disengage at the biggest end when you are triggered. Because these people or these energies, they know, they are smart. I'm telling you, these energies, these spirits, they are very, very smart. Okay? If you're not savvy in how to see them, how to locate them, man, you will have it in you and you won't even know it. You will have it in you and you won't even know it, man. And it'll make it that much more harder for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It'll make it harder for you to be able to recoup. It'll be harder for you to come up out mourning stages. It'll be hard for you to move forward with whatever business you want to do. It'll give you a lot of doubt because, see, I'm going to tell you something. By the time that negative energy get done with you, you're going to feel doubtful. Now, if you ain't feeling some type of doubt, that's typically one of the key things. By the time somebody get done with you, if you feeling doubt against whatever it was that felt so good to you before, if you felt some doubt in that right there after that person, and I'm not talking about doubt to the point to where it was like, you know what, I didn't see it that way, and that was a good idea that you brought it to my attention because, you know, that was good. I ain't talking about that kind of doubt. I'm talking about doubt like they didn't see your light. They didn't see your vision. They wasn't there to throw logs on the fire. They was there to piss on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. When you notice that right there, that's going to be the person that you might have to separate your good ideas from. You don't pour your good ideas into no person like that right there because you genuinely had a good idea that you really thought that would work, and they didn't come with no solution to actually propel your idea moving forward. Instead, they told you everything that wouldn't work about it, and it wasn't in a constructive type of way. It felt like some type of hating kind of way. You know what I'm saying? These are going to be your demons. These are going to be your bad spirits, okay? These are going to be the ones. And stop writing off who you think that they're going to be because of how close they are to you. I keep telling people that too. See, some people like to say family, family, family. But it ain't always your family, man. It's your friends too. It's your associates. It's just people in general. It ain't just your family. The only difference between your family and these people right here is the blood aspect of your family, okay? And just because they blood, it don't make them family. That's what you don't know. When you do the work, you will realize that blood only make us related. It don't make us family. It don't make us family. What make you family is who connect with your spirit that's going in a direction that you are trying to go, that can give you some type of motivation. You know what I'm saying? They give you some type of inspiration. You see what I'm saying? going in the direction that you're headed in. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking against you. And if they are talking against you, it's to sharpen you up. And your spirit gonna be able to recognize that when you do the work. It's gonna be able to recognize that, no, this person ain't saying that right there to make me feel bad or make me feel down or just to hate or you know what I'm saying, trying to offend me or nothing like that. This person really got a greater good. And sometime when you listening to that greater good, it's gonna come with some sharp words. And you got to be able to absorb that. When you do the spirit work, you will be able to absorb that, because not doing the spirit work, you're not going to be able to absorb that. You're going to give kickback. You know what I'm saying? So the more you align with your spirit, the faster that you'll be able to go forward in wherever it is that you're trying to do. But you got to be aligned with your spirit. You keep on going against what your spirit telling you for the right reasons with the wrong discernment, you will be up shit creek. You know what I'm saying? You want to move with your spirit when it's aligned and when you got the right discernment attached to it. You see what I'm saying? And the right discipline. All of it needs to be like perfectly well and for this stuff right here to work out. At least work at it at bare minimum. So until you get it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ride that bike right the first time. You had to fall a couple times. You know what I'm saying? You had to get your balance right. Eventually you got it right. This right here is one of those ride a bike lessons, because once you learn this stuff, you never forget it. You don't forget it. You can't forget it. You can't unsee it. You know, that's just that. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about. And I just want to use that as an example. And that's what I do over here on this channel right here and on this page. I like to point out live examples as they happen, because I need you to know what some of this stuff looks like. You know, see, when people used to tell me, you got to go to the spirit and all this other stuff, the first thing I thought was something holy, like Holy Ghost and church and all this other stuff, the spirit, Christ and crosses and all this other stuff that comes attached to religion. That's what I was thinking when people used to say, oh, you got to go to the spirit and all this other stuff. Yeah, the spirit. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. That's what I'm talking about, you. I'm talking about the spirit in you. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is kind of what kind of kept me away from that kind of stuff, because I could never connect with it. I felt so out of place in places like church and all this other stuff. I felt out of place. And then you was wrong for saying stuff like that. You can't say stuff like that around church people or people that's religious into the church environment. They'll dismiss you. They'll dismiss you. And the stuff that they supposed to lead by, don't none of them lead by. You know what I'm saying? No weapon formed against you shall prosper, right? But when they told you to put on a face mask, you put it on. Because for whatever it was. And then you said, hey, he also gave you discernment too. And my discernment say, put on a face mask. Even though if you can smell the fart, you can get the disease or whatever it was. But nonetheless, that's neither here nor there. You know, it's about the faith that you actually have and actually walk in. You know what I'm saying? Actually walk in is you walking in the faith that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? When you see certain stuff, when you see certain these evils come toward you, you know how to handle it if you have did the work. If you haven't did the work, then you look at that right there. Don't look at that as an attack. Look at that right there as your spirit guide trying to let you know, okay, well, this right here is where we need to work at. Okay. You're not being attacked. We need to work right here. So next time this right here happen, you will be aware of it. You see what I'm saying? Don't look at it as an attack, because that's going to pull away at your energy. We not trying to do that. We not trying to lose no energy. We not trying to lose no energy, and we are not returning energy, baby. You give it to me, it's mine. I ain't returning nothing to you. In fact, here's how you know. When you don't get at least one of them, that person that got all that energy that they want to give to you, you take their energy. Listen, here's how you know that you done took their energy, right? Because they going to argue at you and they waiting for you to come back with some argument or something like that right there. They going to keep on saying stuff. They'll try to pick at you all the way. They'll say the lowest of the lowest stuff to get you to respond. And while they doing that, and you not responding, see, they using energy to do that kind of stuff right there, right? And you not responding, right? So you done took in all that energy that they just gave you, that they supposed to trigger you to say or do something stupid in return because they ran off at the mouth, but you didn't do that. You accepted that energy, and guess what? You can see that they lost energy, because how do you know that they lost energy? They kept on, they doubled down. They doubled down on what they were doing. This ain't working. Okay, I'm going to try this right here. I'm going to say this. That ain't working. Okay, well, I'm going to say this right here. I know this right here get to them. They ain't saying nothing. I'm going to say this. And every time it's not working, they get madder and madder and madder. So the madder and madder and madder and more angrier they get, the more energy they lose. That's just how that works. And you on the other end, because you didn't return fire, you straight, you fully loaded. Your arsenal is loaded. Your energy arsenal is loaded. And the only thing you're doing, look at that person, you might smile at them or something like that. Oh, that's really gonna boil their blood. You look at them and smile. Ooh, you ever had somebody that was so mad at you and they really wasn't getting, and they really thought they was eating and stuff like that, and then you turn around and smile at them? Ooh, don't that just boil you? Ooh, don't that just grind their gears? That's what you want to do to these demons. That's what you want to do to these spirits. When they come to you, when you recognize it with your spirit, you just want to grind their gears. You want to make them so ain't none of that stuff working, and you're going to be able to see it, but you got to do the work. This guy that I was just talking about, he got a little bit more work to do from the outside in, but he on track. He definitely on track. That man, he on track, because he recognized something. See, that's the thing. He recognized it. Just didn't have enough discernment to figure out, was it his spiritual guides that was protecting him from that car accident that he probably could have had, and then it wouldn't have been no more birthdays? Or was it the evil spirits trying to stop him from being with his family, that he said that he hardly even go around, like they don't really, like that right there. So like a surprise, kind of like a family reunion. Not that he don't love his family. It's like, how many family reunions do you go to a year in your family? You see what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like they don't, it's rare. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I am going to, again, I'm gonna keep on sharing content like this right here, y'all. Go over to my page, Hey Uncle Ronnie, YouTube, Hey Uncle Ronnie, and go over there, y'all, and subscribe. These videos are only on here for 30 days, and all the videos that I do on here, I take them, I put them on YouTube as well. And you can get all the videos lined up so where you won't have to scroll through as much. Everything is already there and lined up. Go to that page and subscribe to my YouTube page, y'all. Hey Uncle Ronnie, Hey Uncle Ronnie, RONI. Hey Uncle Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe to that page, man. Y'all get more content, broken down. Some, you get shorts over there where sometimes it just might go straight to get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe this content right here. When I get something else, I'm going to come back with it. Okay? I'm going to come back with it. If at any point in time that I'm doing any type of lives, if anybody want to come in and join the live with me, you are free and welcome to do so. If y'all see that this content can help somebody, please share it with them. Please share it with them. You don't need my permission to do it. Share this right here content to somebody that y'all feel like it will help them right there, because it's different content that helped me. And then me being able to sit to myself helped me, because again, like I said, there's going to be certain things that's going to happen in terms of y'all spirit guides that's going to sit you down, and there's not going to be nothing that you can do about it or think to do about it, or your spirit isn't going to move you to do or think anything about it. But like I said, I talk about this a lot on this page right here and my YouTube channel and everything. Okay. So y'all go over there and do that right there. I don't want to hold up y'all Sunday, talking to y'all all day, and y'all, got stuff to do. So y'all have yourself a good day, and I get with y'all later.